Hi, I'm Alvin, I'm CEO of Dr. Wealth, and today with me is Xinghui. And today's topic is going to be about buying houses, right? Buying your first home, actually. And recently, Xinghui has bought her first home.
Yes, I
Okay,
bought my
so
first
let's find out more from her, right? Can you give us some details about your new house?
Okay, so basically what happened is that we actually bought, me and my boyfriend actually bought the house in MacPherson. It's called MacPherson Weave. So I think the application, the sales launch was actually in May this year. So we are very lucky that our queue number is about 300 plus and we managed to find a unit already. Everything is good because we have a lot of choices lah. Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is a very common thing, right? In Singapore, a lot of people, due to the long waiting time, right? How long do you have to wait before your flat is ready?
I think at least 5 to 6 years.
5 to 6 years, okay, 5 to 6 years. So it is very common that people opt to buy a house first before they get married.
That's very, very true.
Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Is this a very common thing among your friends even until now?
Yeah, it is very common, and I don't think people will say like, would you marry me first? They will say, I BTO mine, right?
Okay, so
Usually.
that was what Alex is the boyfriend, okay? So that was what Alex asked.
Yeah, I say whether you want to BTO already. Yeah, that is usually the case lah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know maybe one person that actually proposed to the girlfriend first before BTOing. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't mind when he popped that question?
My.
Okay, you don't mind. Because I don't know, do generally girls feel that it's not romantic enough to just go for BTO? It's actually a alternate phrase for would you marry me, right?
Yeah. Would you mind? But I don't think people actually mind because at the end of the day, maybe closer to getting the keys or anything like that, usually there will be another proposal lah, the actual proposal lah.
Okay. So the ritual has been stretched, right?
Yeah.
So you commit to a house first, and then thereafter people expect a proposal from the guy. Okay, people can't escape lah. Guys, unfortunately you can't escape already. So there's an expectation that you have to do it. Just it get delayed a few years later.
Correct.
Is this very common among your friends?
Yes, I would say it's quite common. Everybody, like usually they will get their BTO first. If let's say they couldn't get their BTO, then they will choose resale flat. Then they will usually get proposed first lah because they already had decided they want to go for resale flat.
Okay, and Xinghui is belong to the millennial, the Gen Y group of people, right? Not Gen Z, right?
No.
Okay, Gen Y, right? So I don't know whether this will change, but I guess this kind of phenomenon has been going on for a long time because of the very long gestation period of getting a house ready, right? 5 to 6 years, I think not many people can wait.
Yeah. But I think one scary thing is that a lot of people be saying that what if during that 5 years waiting time the couple broke up, then they actually incur a lot of costs lah, like for example your down payment will be forfeited, things like that. So technically I do heard a lot of cases lah whereby couple they actually BTO pay for down payment and all that already, and then they broke up like 2 years later, for example, then they have to suffer that loss lah.
And also the chance, right, to buy a BTO flat, does it consider like one chance is gone?
Yeah, basically they will have to wait for another year. They have this 1
there's
year
an embargo.
period. Yeah.
Right, so it makes life more difficult.
That's right.
Maybe it's a government's ploy, you see, to make couples commit to a relationship and make it very financially painful if you break up. So, I don't know, right? Maybe that has been a very secretive message that they're trying to send to all the couples out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought MacPherson Weave, right? And how much was it?
The house itself is about 600k ish. But the level of the floor is about 14. The highest is 19. So 14 is actually a decent.
Yeah, safe from flooding. Consider what, city fringe?
I don't think it's considered city fringe is it? I think it's just a very good location because MacPherson MRT station is just like a few minutes walk away. Yeah.
It's a circle line.
Circle
plus
line and
downtown.
circle and downtown line, so it's actually very, very convenient.
Okay, so 2 MRT station more premium lah.
I think so. But it's really very expensive. I was quite shocked when I see the price itself.
Okay.
Because the house itself is actually just a 4-room flat, and it's not like I don't know, 5-room. Usually this pricing, if you were to buy a house in Woodlands, 5-room flats, maybe about 400K. Not even.
So why not Woodlands? Why do you choose MacPherson?
Why do I choose MacPherson? I
Who
think
who had the say? Was it more Alex or was it more you to decide this is the location I want?
I think convenience is very important for both of us, and I think for himself, he stayed towards the east side, and MacPherson is just nice in the middle, in between my house and his house. Yeah, so that being said,
So
I think
it sounds
MacPherson-
fair lah. It sounds fair lah.
yeah, sounds fair.
So it was a mutual consensus.
Yes, yeah, that we
Okay.
want to try this. But sometimes when you try already, right, then when you get it, I'm like, wow, really I got the lottery effect because
Were there any like
ugh,
tricks you pull in order to get a good
no,
queue number?
no, maybe
It's really pure luck.
pure luck.
Pure luck.
Yeah, I do know a lot of my friends. I mean, some of my friends, they actually tried maybe like 5 times and
Yeah.
they still didn't get any
Yeah.
like good queue number or like didn't get any house they want.
Okay, so what was your queue number?
300 plus about
Out of
out of 1,000.
1,000 unit. Yeah, so you definitely will get even a good dip, right? Because sometimes people give up, even don't even go for the HDB appointment, right? So there will be definitely people that give up before you. So you get quite a good selection of units.
Yes,
Okay.
but sometimes you have so many selection, right? You don't know what to choose because this is your first time buying the house, right? So yeah, I think sometimes 人是贱的
What do you mean 人是贱的? What do you mean by that? Explain.
because you got too many places. I mean, too many
Oh, too
choice,
many
right? Then
choices.
you'll be like,
Okay,
I
okay.
spoiled for choices. But then if
Okay.
after that later, if let's say you got the later queue number, you only have that few to choose. Then after that, you'll be like, why that few only? So yeah,
So what you mean is that people will never be satisfied,
yeah.
right?
people-
Whether you have a lot of choices or you have very little choices, you just want to complain. It's a very very typical Singaporean kind of behavior.
That's right.
Okay. And it's such a long time, 5 to 6 years. And what are you gonna do while waiting for this house?
I will continue to work hard in Dr. Wealth so that I'm
But you
able
don't
to
need
pay.
But you don't need to pay the mortgage while you're waiting. Only
But
when
you still
collect
need to
the
save up,
keys,
mah.
right?
You need to save first.
Okay, so
Very
that they will wipe
important.
out your CPF at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so I think it's very important. You just have to
Right.
save first lah.
So are you gonna get the HDB loan or are you gonna get bank loan?
I have decided we actually get the HDB loan because the down payment is only 10%. And when you go for your second appointment, you need to fork out 5% plus your stamp duty.
So it's more of the consideration of the down payment,
Yeah, I
right?
think
Because
so.
if you take the bank loan, you have to actually put in cash and much larger proportion of the down payment.
Yeah, correct. But because the thing is, when you choose a HDB loan, you can actually after that, you can choose the bank loan, but you cannot switch from bank loan to HDB loan. You can switch out, but you cannot switch in.
And you don't know what is the interest rate further down the road, right?
Yeah.
But actually you still can decide lah. Still early, right?
Still
At this
early.
point in time. But seems like you all have made a conclusion that prefer to go with HDB loan.
That's right.
Okay.
So for yourself, do you go for HDB loan or bank loan?
I went for HDB loan.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because it's very troublesome to for my homestay, I just want to like really do the minimal fast. As long as I actually let my wife decide what she wants and I just follow. Yeah, so I actually don't give much thought. Like, if she want bank loan, then go bank loan. No. Anyway, she will do the admin. I won't do the admin.
Okay.
And let's say you find you're going to collect your keys, which is 6 years down the road. Are you going to get an ID or are you going to do your own design? This kind of consideration will come later, right?
Yeah, but I think what happened for myself, I think I will probably get an ID because then you won't have to worry so much, right? You just tell her or him like this is what you want, and then they just basically run the whole project for you, and then just like be there like making sure that everything it went well lah, to according to your own plan, that
Okay.
that's your dream home. Yeah, I think you rather pay a little bit more than stretch your head, find contractor, why is this wrong, why is this right, blah blah
Project
blah.
management.
Yeah, I think it's very troublesome, especially if let's say you're holding a full-time job. You might not have that freedom to go to your home site and then view everything and make sure everything do well before. Do well lah.
So what's your budget? This is also a touchy issue because these are big ticket items, right? Yes, buying your first house, you got your down payment to pay, and yes, you can use CPF for all of it if you take HDB loan. But you still need to have cash for your renovation, for your interior design. How much do you plan to spend?
I haven't really looked into the numbers, but what we actually have in mind is that maybe about 60K. We try to keep the house as minimum as possible because intentionally, right, people will usually move out after 5 years after MOP lah. So just at the back of mind, you just don't want to spend too much money on the renovation. Yeah.
Okay, so 60K, that is excluding furniture.
I think so, but I'm not very sure. So you can tell me your experience. Do you use that?
This definitely is exclude the furniture.
Okay, so
of course it depends on how lavish you want your house to be. There are low budget renovation, there's high budget renovation, there's mid budget renovation. There are some statistics that are out there, but I think I spent around 30 over grand for the renovation, excluding furniture.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so
total.
I think it's possible within 60K, but because it's 5 years down the road, there's inflation. So by the time 5 years down the road, maybe it's a $80,000 budget.
I don't know, but there's something that you cannot run away from,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So basically you just have to save now lah. There's nothing you can really do. to
As well as
prepare for
wedding
it.
expenses,
Yeah.
honeymoon expenses.
Yes, there's so
Okay.
many
So
expenses.
do you feel pressured?
Yes, definitely. Because there's a lot of things that I need to pay in the following milestone.
So do you have like plans, like any budgeting, any saving goals, so that you make sure that you will achieve the
Saving.
necessary amount of money to pay for all these items?
I think one thing is that last week we actually have a video of Chris talking about net worth, right? Like how much you should actually have at your certain age
Okay.
lah. So actually I went to calculate. I think I'm pretty okay. Maybe I'm lacking a little bit, but I think that's something that I'll try to aim for now lah.
Okay. So there is some action being taken so that you go closer.
Yes, definitely. I think it's very important that you should actually, have a goal lah. If not, it's very hard to save because you don't know what you are saving for.
Okay, so which means it might be a good thing with so many milestones ahead, right? With all your wedding, with all your housing, with all your renovation costs that's coming up, they can serve as saving goals for you and it motivates you.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, why
Why
you
no?
say
Because
no?
because there's so many things you need to pay. Then you just
So the pressure that comes in.
that's the pressure
that we'll
that
talk
comes
about
in.
lah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do you share this with your boyfriend
That
about
All
potentially, can we afford? Do you share these doubts? Do you share this, I don't know, inconfidence?
I think we do, but we always tell ourselves that, one step at a time, we are able to do it and we are able to save the goals, the
Okay.
financial goals lah.
Okay. So I suppose he's the one that's assuring you most of the time.
I think so.
Okay, so maybe guys are more optimistic or more risk takers, right? So they always believe that things will work out well. But it's a female that tends to be more conservative with money. They always have what if we don't have enough kind of fears.
I think so. I think that's usually the case. While the guy will always assure you that definitely there will be money. Everything will be fine. Yeah. So
It's the same as my role with my wife, right? She's the one that was always worried about will we have enough. Then I will play the more optimistic part of that relationship, right? So I do think that this kind of if you have both of the couples that are very pessimistic about money, then I think it is not very healthy, right? They will scare each other even more. And if you have both that's optimistic, actually it's not good.
then they will be spender.
Yeah, they'll be spenders. They'll
Yeah.
be very how to say they won't have any worries about the future, right? They won't save money. They'll just spend everything. They or maybe taking more risks than what they should, right? So actually having a I don't know, optimistic, pessimistic, or saver spender kind of relationship is the best.
So I guess
So who is the spender in your relationship?
I'm not the spender.
Are you sure? If
not
I
a
ask
spender.
Alex, it might be a different answer.
Definitely, I'm not a spender. Really.
So
I
you're a
think.
saver.
I'm
He's
a
the
saver.
spender.
I
Or is
think
he
so.
also a saver?
I think he spent a little bit more than
Okay,
me, so he's
so-
considered a spender.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you're the saver, right? Usually, I think that's also the case for girl,
Guy,
you know,
girl.
right? Girls tend to be more conservative again, right? Saving is one of the priorities. Okay.
I think so lah. I hope that usually the girls are the one that save more money than guys, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, maybe you tell us in the comment, especially if the guy save more than you, if you're a lady that's watching this. On another point, right, because with all this like pressure of achieving all these life milestone, it seems like it's what society put onto the individuals. Do you feel that way?
Yes, and I think a lot of times, right, people just want to be better than better than others, right?
Yeah.
So then they will try to let's say for example, if let's say you are my close friend, you invited 100 people, I want to be a little bit more than you, I want to invite 150 people, for example. Then the cost, everything will go up, and yeah.
Okay. Or more lavish wedding,
lah.
nicer house, good renovation, right? So are you pressured by your peers?
I'm pretty much a simple person, so I don't think I'm very, very pressured by them. Yeah.
So why, if you're not pressured, why do you buy a house? Why not rent a house?
Why? Because I think ownership is very important.
Okay.
I don't know lah. It's just a feeling that ownership is very important. But I do know that there's another theory behind buying a house. It's because that's the only time you can actually leverage so much, and the bank is willing to lend you that money.
Okay. So there is some upside, right? Especially if you buy a BTO. It is known that once you sell it in the market, you get a windfall. You have some capital gain, right, out of it.
But I think nowadays the capital gain that you're talking about might not be a lot already compared to few years back, where they can buy a BTO for like 20,000 and then sell it for 500.
That's not few years back. That's like probably 30, 40 years ago.
30, 40 years ago then. Yeah.
Not few years. Few years, I think it's already a few $100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe that's our parents' generation.
It could be,
It could be.
HDB, like nowadays you can sell it for $1 million or over $1 million. It's getting more and more common. Who says it's not possible?
Yeah, correct. Maybe next time, 6 years or 10 years down the road, maybe I hopefully the house that I bought can sell about $1 million. We will check back.
Because I thought that is one of the I don't know about others, but I thought that was one of the critical factor why most people prefer to buy a house, right? Because you get that capital gain at the end of the day. Whereas if you rent, you will never get the capital gain. Yes, you have a lower capital outlay. You probably don't pay interest, but you have to pay those rent that is almost like a mortgage repayment, and you don't get the capital upside. So I do think that somehow that is out the back of the mind what most people considered when they prefer to buy a house, right?
Correct.
So among your friends, buying a house, not renting, is still a very common objective.
I do have friends that actually renting house outside now, but it's not really like
Not for long term.
not for long term.
Right?
Not
So eventually
even
they want to buy their own house.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's still very common. Alright, okay, man. So do you have any tips you want to share with first time home buyers?
Any tips?
Yeah.
I
How
don't-
to get lucky? Do you like put some fortune cat in some position in the house before you bid for it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's very hard to say, but I think you can just say, I don't know, if you are Buddhist or whatever, just go pray or something like that, and like pray to God that
Okay, if you're
everything is
Christian, you
fine.
pray to God.
Yeah. then you will get a BTO.
That doesn't sound very convincing, by the way. So do you pray before you work?
No. But
It's not a very valid tip.
But I'm not very sure. But just try your luck. As long as you try, you will get the chance, right? It's just like buying Toto. $8 million, right? You don't know whether you will get it, but at least you buy. When you buy, then you have chance.
But I think getting a BTO, the chance is higher than getting a total first prize, right?
Yeah,
So the odds
correct.
is better. Okay.
So if you are willing to buy Toto, right, for $8 million, then you should just try for BTO.
Okay.
Because higher chance.
Maybe some people don't like to wait. They
Then
want
just buy resale.
Yeah. Right. And I another point I want to bring up is that I think buying a house, because it's especially buy a HDB, right? You need to be a couple, and
Yeah.
everything lies on that couple relationship, right? It must work. Okay? If let's say that commitment is not there, and just blindly applying for BTO, I think that's not a very wise decision, right? So that is my tip. Okay. Yeah, you should not see it as, oh, I want the capital gain for property, I can just get any couple someone, then we just going to apply for it. I do think that it has to be a very genuine kind of commitment, otherwise you have more problems to deal with down the road.
Yeah, that I agree.
All right. Okay. So I hope it was useful for you. You get some idea about buying a new house, right? Especially you belong to the millennial generation, the Gen Y generation, and some of these money concerns that you might have. So thankfully, Xinghui have shared her story with you. All right, and hope you get some ideas. Share with us in the comments what you think. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and like this video. We'll see you the next time.
Okay, bye bye.